Alright, so heading off to Porto. This is going to be the first time I'm going to another city in Portugal, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to take a bus right there with the Study Abroad in Portugal network, which is my study abroad group, and we're going to stay for 2 days. So today, Saturday, come back Sunday. Hey, so day one in Porto. I did a nice morning yoga session with Juliet, one of the other girls in the program. She has this membership to a online yoga studio. So we did a nice 60-minute flow, and then we did it in my room. And there's like a nice open window, natural lighting. Here's the courtyard of the hostel that we're staying at. So we're staying at this really cool chain of hostels called Selena. They're all over the world, but it's like really cool, like hippie vibe, but it's like higher end. So it's like nice, and they have bars, restaurants, community, and they make they really focus on community. And they bring like nomadic workers in, people traveling, backpackers, all of that. So I've heard about it, and I can't believe that we're actually staying here. Here's my room. I get this whole place to myself, but there's 4 people that can stay here. Bathroom back there, and then I'll show the courtyard. There's the courtyard. It rained yesterday, a lot. Hopefully it's pretty clear before we head out. Today we're doing a walking tour along Porto, so it's gonna be exciting. So this is the library that influenced Harry Potter's library. J.K. Rowling spent 3 years here in Porto and spent a lot of time in this library. There's a huge line, and they say it's always like this. There's always a line to get into this library. Here's the main cathedral in Porto, in the plaza.
Live in the vacation house.
That's right. All aged port. There's 4 million gallons of port being aged right now in these barrels, and then 3 million bottled in glass. So yesterday was really cool. Yesterday we walked around Porto, and we did one of those guided walk tours, and we had our own personal tour guide with 3 people. So it's really cool and intimate. You can ask any questions you wanted. You know, you weren't in a big group. You were able to go at your own pace. And I really enjoyed it. I think you can appreciate a city so much more knowing the history of the city. I think when I go to new cities in the future, I'll look at the prices of walking tour guides to see if that's something to take advantage of. Because I learned so much about Porto, about its history, why it's the city that it is right now, and it was really interesting. So now when I look at Porto, when I look at the buildings and everything like that, I have a new appreciation for it. And then after that, we had a port wine tasting tour. So we went to the company's called W&J's Grams, and they're one of the largest port making companies in Portugal. So we did a little wine tour. They showed us how the grapes were made, how they're harvested, and then they brought us into like the storage where they show us the barrels that they keep their wine in. You know, how long they keep them in the wine cellars, how long they keep them in the barrels, how long they keep them in the glass bottles and so forth. And then afterwards, you drink the wine, and super good. Like, I think port's all right. It's not. I don't think it's like amazing. But this port was really good. This port, like, I could drink all the time. It was amazing. So that was a cool experience. And then we went out at night just for a little bit. I didn't stay out too late. But one thing that was crazy, and this happens all the time when I'm traveling, and I don't understand why it keeps happening. So the other week, I was out at like a techno party, and I met this guy from Switzerland, right, in Lisbon. Now here I am in Porto, and I'm walking down the street. We're at a bar, and I look across the road, and I see the same guy that I talked to in Lisbon across the street talking to this other person. I was like, there's no way this is the same guy. And I was like second guessing myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go up and ask. And I tapped, and he looked at me, and he's like, no way, dude. No way. And of course, that was the same guy that I met at the techno party. But that happens so often. When I was in Thailand, I met this guy from Florida at the airport in Bangkok. He's only been to Bangkok 2 times. The first time was when I met him at the airport. Then me and Shelby, we go on a 2-week trip all over Thailand. We come back to Bangkok for one night, staying at this hostel in a back alleyway in Bangkok, which is a huge city. And as we're walking to our hostel, I see the guy sitting in the alley eating dinner by himself. And I'm like, out of all the people, like, how do I even remember you? And then why am I passing you? And let's say another time, me and Shelby, we were in Boulder, Colorado, and we're just walking, and this is during COVID, we're walking down Pearl Street, and all of a sudden we hear our names shouted in the back, and it's one of our best friends, Eva. We didn't even know she was at Boulder, and it just happens to be that we're at Boulder at the same time, walking the same strip, in the same time period, and we hung out afterwards. But it's just crazy how those things always tend to happen. I probably have more stories, but I can't think about it right now. Anyways, we're going to get some breakfast, then we're going to walk around Porto a little bit more, and then we're going to head out back to Lisbon. Deuces.